Jaden, career high in assists for you today. I mean, you're just seeing the court well?
I think it's more of my teammates were getting to the spots. I think that you can tell we got used to playing with each other, and now we know where to look and where to find each other, and they just made it that much easier for me.
Do you feel like you can be kind of a spark plug off the bench for this team?
Yeah, I feel like I need to be whatever the team needs me to be, I'll be. So if that needs to be a spark, if that needs to be energy, passing, defense, whatever they need, I'll be.
Bella, it looked like you were having fun out there. What was it like just to experience that first game?
I don't think there's an environment quite like Farrell Center. Just the crowd, the energy from our teammates. Like, we all were there for each other. You hit a shot, I hit a shot, Bugs was getting rebound putbacks, Asia was hitting shots. We just were feeding off of each other, and I think that's why we finished so well. It's just because we kept that energy going.
Was the night a night where you go, I'm glad that I chose Baylor?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think she's giving herself enough credit. Jaden sees the floor really, really well. Every day in practice, she always tells us, she's like, run, and I got you. And tonight we ran, and she hit us.
Thanks. Y'all sure did run. Golly. That's a few sprints right there.
Bella, you hit a couple of threes, maybe both in the fourth quarter. Is that a deal where, Nikki seems to always give you guys the green light?
Absolutely. I think she just wants us to, like I said, feed off that energy. At first, a lot of my points and things were just off of hustle plays and steals. And I love to shoot the ball outside, but I wait until the time is right. In the fourth quarter, they were in that zone, so we had spacing. I was like, okay, if they're going to step off, we got to knock them down.
Jaden, y'all really kind of struggled with fouls there in the first half, but the second half you turned it around. What was the difference coming out of halftime?
I think just after we just calmed down, talked to coach, and just realized, just play our game. We started to think too much about, that wasn't a good call, rather than just staying together and realizing, we're good. This is just something we're getting in our head, and we bounce back mentally.
Jaden, you touched on it a little bit. Do you feel like it took y'all a little while to find your groove and cohesion together as a group on the court?
Yeah, I feel like it's early in the season. That's kind of expected. You can tell we're starting to get out all the wrinkles and stuff like that. And over time, I think we won't have to worry about that much.
To build off of that, could you sort of tell this is a younger team than you guys were used to being last year?
Yeah, this is definitely a younger team, but I think that kind of makes it exciting because there's so much energy, there's so much potential, and everybody has something different that they bring to the table, so that just makes it even better.
Jade, you're kind of known as a defensive stopper. I see a little bit of that in Bugs. She can really get after it. Do you see that in her?
Oh my goodness, yes. That's one person I love to play defense with. I love playing defense with all of them, but she knows how well she can use her length, and she really emphasizes on that. She's smart with it, and I think that's just something with her coming in as a freshman and being that good already at this level is really impressive.
In the exhibition, for both of y'all, y'all didn't really have to set up your half-court offense and run it very often. You did so tonight. What were some of your key takeaways, and what would y'all like to improve on in the half-court set?
I think one of the key takeaways is just simply executing pick and roll. Once we realize how dangerous we can be off of that, whether we're getting to the C-up or just rolling or popping whatever works best for that person setting it, you could just tell we started to get on a roll, and then we just kind of got into it and we just kept going with it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Just making those reads, roll and rise, shoot. If someone's coming up that can shoot the three, they'll shoot the three. They'll shoot a 15-footer. If not, they'll dump it down. We just have a lot of good actions that we can get out of that.
Bella, trying to remember, I think it was you who had the breakaway and the towel people were on the court.
I was like, let me not run the kids over, but I do need to score. We need this energy. So I was just like, okay, let's not get hurt. Let's make sure we make the layup and not hurt the kids. But yes.
Bella, obviously it's just one game, but what did you feel like is the biggest difference between college and high school so far?
Just the energy level and the intensity. During the exhibition game, I was like, holy cow, this is a whole lot faster. You have to make the reads faster. You just have to take care of the ball better. Everyone out here is here to compete, especially because we're the best in Texas. So everybody's going to give us their best game, and we're just going to have to keep showing up every night.
Bella, Nikki said that you just kind of find ways to be around the ball. You had 8 boards tonight. What mentality do you take when crashing the glass?
I know that I have to go rebound the basketball. That's something that we are missing now, and that we just have to, it's an emphasis for us just to crash the boards. Even if I'm not touching it, I still want to put my teammates in position. If I go box out, they can grab a board too.
And Coach not going to let her run back.
Not at all.
She know to get that board.
Rebound!
Anything else?
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, coach is not gonna let you leak out.
What do we got?
Nikki, another really balanced game, and I just thought Jaden gave y'all a spark. I mean, did you like what you saw from her?
Yeah, I thought Jaden, Bella, and Kendra were good off the bench. I thought we got good energy. We got some easy baskets around the rim early. I thought Bella got an early steal and a layup, and just thought they brought a ton of energy. So kudos to our bench because I don't think we started the game, tough enough. Like we allowed them to get the ball exactly where they wanted to in the post, so we didn't have enough ball pressure. Then we didn't, battle in the post hard enough. So we just gave them kind of their bread and butter early. And I thought by turning it up a little bit, and obviously we got after them like with a little bit of a press, full court pressure. And that may have worn our kids down a little bit too, but I think it allowed them to not just settle in to their dribble drive or their high ball screen actions. So, I thought Jaden, if you guys didn't figure out, I told her on that last play to go shoot it somehow, some way, have your teammates screen for you, and then when you find a sliver of an opening, throw that thing up, because she was a basket shy of a double-double. And as well as she'd played, I wanted that for her. So even though that first one didn't go in, sometimes karma's a beautiful thing that it popped back out, and she got a wide-open three to get her first double-double.
Nikki, the newcomers, Asia, Bella, Bugs, fantastic game. What were your thoughts with them?
Yeah, you just saw the versatility. I thought Bella on the boards is insane. I mean, I've said that all year. She's just so dang bouncy. When she pursues, you see for a freshman, she's got extreme strength. She's probably the best on our team at grabbing the ball in a crowd, with two hands. Bugs is more of a tipper and keeps it alive because she's long. But I just thought Bella's energy was really good. I thought Bugs was 3 for 3 and Bella was 3 for 3, and then Bugs missed a couple chippies there at the end and a couple free throws, or she'd have been right there with Asia, and they'd all had 17 points. But, really challenged Asia at halftime to be more aggressive defensively, to play downhill, to roll to the rim. And I think once she got a couple baskets going downhill, then all of a sudden she hits the three, she hits the 15-footer. And she can kind of get in her bag. So I think those three show the versatility. We can switch a lot of stuff when all three of them are on the floor. All of them can handle a little bit. Bella and Asia can really shoot the three, and then Bugs is kind of that 15-foot shooter. So they all bring a little something different, but their versatility is similar.
You referenced it, but I assume post defense will be something that we'll work on.
Well, I don't know if you know, but the people that were wearing sweatsuits on the sideline are pretty good at post defense. Caitlin's really, really good guarding against bigger players and smart enough to not let them get position, and really, really good at playing to their strengths. This was a kid that wants to get over her left shoulder, and we just kind of let her do it. And so, not having Caitlin, not having Erica, who's super active, longer, stronger, we have some advantages, like with a small ball lineup with what we've got, but we certainly are going to be overpowered. So didn't like that they were even on the boards, thought as the game went along. Obviously, when you balance the idea of 10 versus 21 turnovers, that's 11 extra possessions that we got. And then 10 more rebounds. It all balances out. If you create more turnovers, there's not going to be as many defensive rebounds. But really challenge us, hey, let's give them one shot. Like, if nothing, let's give them one shot and let's get in transition. So, it's about, some of it is we're undersized there right now with our guys out, and some of it is we've just got to understand when to play on top, when to get around. Asia did a good job pulling the chair out there at the end, and she got the travel. Like, we got to be wily, when we're in those situations.
With that in mind, how big is it, or how important is it for Bella to kind of grow up quickly and be able to get into the game now?
Yeah, well, I thought she was, it's so funny because sometimes, I don't know if she's just lights come on and it's different, but, She has seemed uncertain at times, especially when I bounce around between the 3 and the 4. And I just thought tonight, based on some of our foul trouble, I had to stick with her at the 4 longer. And I think she's a kid that can do both, and she's a tremendous shooter, which you saw. And so if she just sticks to those things, if she takes open shots, if she goes to the offensive glass and rebounds, she's going to be really solid for us regardless of whether we play her at the 3, 4, or 5. She's just got to learn to battle when she's at the 5. And she can get on top because she's so bouncy that it will take a perfect pass to throw it over her if she plays on top. But if she gets caught behind against bigger, stronger, longer, it'll be tough.
Coach, do you feel quite a bit more settled and comfortable coming into year 2 here at Baylor?
Oh, gosh. I don't like the fact that I've got 4 guys in sweatsuits. I think I'd be a little more comfortable if I knew I had Dre Edwards to put in the game and Caitlin Bickle. Caitlin Bickle makes me comfortable. Caitlin Bickle, she knows what we do. She knows why we do it. She's our best talker defensively. She gets everybody else where they're supposed to be. So I think I'd be a little more comfortable. But what I love about this situation right now is we are going to get her back. And we've got some guys, being thrown into the fire. And I think that's going to help them. And it's going to help us long term. And, because this is basketball. I mean, we were really lucky last year to play with as limited a bench as we had and to survive most of the year. We've got more injuries right now than we had all year last year combined. So, I think it's growth by fire, but I think these guys, you see, this is why they were a top 10 recruiting class. And to me, they never circle back on what is your recruiting class once you get your transfers too. Because we were, 7th, with our freshmen and Kat, and then add Asia, add Dre, I just feel like we had a top 3 or 4. And, that showed because you had our leading scorers were all new players. And so, I think there are some good things ahead, but I don't think it's going to look like this every night. I think we're going to have to battle and grind and find ways to win. And we shot way too many threes in the first quarter. I love the 3 ball, but I was losing my mind. We were 3 for 13, and 13 of our 23 shots were threes. We were settling. When we started attacking the rim, we were drawing them, we were shooting layups. That's when we started to push the lead out. Then you get a comfortable lead, and then we just start draining threes at the end, like we're at the park playing a pickup game, and so you just get yourself a layup, and then that shot will fall. And I think Jamie probably, when that first one went, she thought they were going to all go. But I think it's about playing downhill. They were putting foul pressure on us. We weren't putting foul pressure on them.
Nikki, Sarah Andrews almost has a scary look in her eyes when she has the ball, and then at the end of the first half, she literally dives into the basket and Bugs gets in her face and she's screaming. What does it say about the grit of Sarah and just how tough your team is?
Yeah, Sarah's special. I've said that from the first time I was interviewed here. I just think she has all the tools. She's got to grow into Batman. It's not, she wasn't even Robin last year. So growing into that player that wants to make plays, wants to put pressure. She's a good enough shooter that when she gets tired, she wants to settle for that. And I want her to stay in that mentality of playing downhill. She's so strong. And I think she's an incredible three-point shooter. But I just think when she plays downhill and gets everybody else involved, we're going to be a better team. And, having someone like Jaden who is a willing passer off the bench, and I thought started to do that. You saw when we moved Sarah off the ball and Jaden came in. Now Jaden got maybe not as good a matchup, because Sarah's going to draw the opponent's best perimeter defender. So now Jaden's in those actions with maybe a little bit less of a defender. I'm not saying a bad defender. And now she's getting a layup and getting a teammate a layup. And that takes a little pressure off Sarah. And so I think that's the good balance. And I think Jana can do that too, and just bum for her that she took the hit to the shoulder in the last game at the end. Because I think, as that game went along, Jana gets better, the more tired everybody else gets because she never gets tired.
What's her timetable? Is that a
Yeah, it's a day-to-day. She got a stinger, and a pretty good one, but she's day-to-day.
About anybody else close to coming back? Or?
Closer, Erica is going to start getting into a little action. She's got full range of motion now. Caitlin has started rehab, but probably a couple of weeks still on her, unfortunately. But once again, I mean, it's these freshmen stepping up.
Nikki, Kendra, I mean, she didn't give you a whole lot last year. She gave you what she could.
Mm-hmm.
But this seemed like her best minutes.
This was her best minutes. I thought, especially when she came in, I thought she battled Davis really, really well when she came in, gave us a more physical presence on her. Struggled when she got a little tired, but I thought, rolled to the basket and made some layups. I think when you put pressure on the rim off the bounce and by rolling hard, it's what Queen and Liz learned last year. It's okay to pick and pop. But it's also kind of fun to shoot layups. So when you separate and you roll and you've got willing passers coming off those ball screens, you're going to get some easy ones. And she got a couple just rolling layups, uncontested layups, drop-off layups, and you just got to finish them. And so that's important, that we have finishers at the back end that'll set a good screen and then finish on the back end of it. And it's great to see her rewarded because – that's a big part. You don't get open on the roll if you don't set a good screen.